I watched the Weird Al Yankovic movie earlier this week. The Al Yankovic story. I Jack Sparrowed it, of course. Why would I use any streaming services? Because streaming services suck big, fat ass.
Denver sucks ass.
Just like Denver. And I really liked it. Over on the Pat and Mike show on Patreon this week, we're going to be doing like a more thorough review of it, but I thought it was a really good film. And I thought the thing about the Weird Al Yankovic movie is that it's just a parody of all the music biopics that have come out in the last 5 to 10 years. You know, satirizing pretty much like Bohemian Rhapsody, Rocketman, the Elvis Presley one that's recent, and even like some of the older ones, like even a bit of like 8 Mile and all these music biopics. And it's just a parody of all of them to an extent that you might not realize. And I think absolutely genius to turn the Weird Al Yankovic movie into a extreme parody of the genre, because Weird Al Yankovic's music was parody of everyone else's music. That's literally what it was. It was just harmless fun, changing the words to songs and turning them into funnier versions of those songs. So to turn the movie almost into a mockery of the genre that it was supposed to be is absolute genius, true to form, and I think a really clever, creative decision. So I really enjoyed the movie, and I love Weird Al Yankovic. I think he's hilarious, and I always loved him as a kid. And I think the main reason that Weird Al Yankovic got so big and so successful was because he was just clean, harmless fun. It was never rude. It was never offensive. It was never insensitive. All of his music was literally just like, it was literally turning American Idiot into Canadian Idiot, which conceptually alone is hilarious. It was turning My Sharona into My Bologna, and Another One Bites the Dust into Another One rides the bus. It's just, there's nothing offensive about it, and I think it's just fun, and he's just a goofy, wacky guy that was really like easy to relate to, and I really like a lot of his music. I think, you know, he hasn't really had a big parody song for a while, and I think that might be reflective of like how, you know, content's changed now. There's so many parody songs on TikTok that people are just swiping through, and he probably doesn't care enough anyway to do it now. But I think as a kid, I loved his music so much. I thought I would just talk a little bit about my top Weird Al Yankovic songs on this app. I also just wanted to say, funnily enough, when Weird Al Yankovic, back in the days where it was like LimeWire and you would download music off LimeWire and put them on your MP3 player or iPod, right? This is going back to when I was a kid, literally like 10 years old. You would type in Weird Al Yankovic on LimeWire, all the songs would come up and you'd download them. Funnily enough, and I think this is a testament to how big Weird Al Yankovic actually is in the pop culture sphere, especially around that time, the early 2000s and such. Weird Al Yankovic basically, on LimeWire, which was all user input, he was credited for basically every parody song that existed in the world, even songs that he didn't write. People would just assume it was Weird Al Yankovic because it was a funny parody song. And there was actually a website, it might not exist anymore, but back in the day, there was a website that Weird Al Yankovic set up that was called notweirdal.com that had a list of all the parody songs that were falsely attributed to him. Like, it was literally like, I didn't write this song, I didn't write this song, and there was like 50. And it was just like, I didn't write any of these songs. They're commonly listed as written by me on platforms like LimeWire and Napster, but I didn't write any of them, and they're not my songs. And I just thought that, like, there's a point where you just become synonymous with what you're doing. And I think even like an example in the commercial world is like Coca-Cola, right? No matter what cola you're drinking, most people will just say, "Can I have a Coke? Is Pepsi okay?" Of course it's okay. I don't care what cola I'm drinking. Just can I have a Coke no one says, "Can I have some cola?" It's just like, "Can I have a Coke?" Right? And Weird Al is that for parody music. And I think that's great. But I love that he actually had to set up a website, not weirdal.com, to be like, no, I didn't write any of these songs. And a lot of them were rude songs, like songs with swearing, songs with sexual and explicit content. And Weird Al said, like, none of my songs ever contain swear words. None of my songs ever contain any sexual content or adult themes. My songs are all like G to PG rated songs that are just harmless fun. And again, that's why I think he succeeded.